Hi everyone, my name is Oyamamdleleni. I am a purpose coach. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If it is your first time joining, I hope you will enjoy the content on this channel and you can subscribe and be part of the family. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you for the continued support. And I hope I can engage further with you by sending through your comments and your own experiences so that we can just discuss and engage further. So today I'm going to talk about infidelity in the marriage. This is one of the most common reasons of divorce, marriage leading to divorce. And infidelity is not the root cause of the divorce, but it is the symptom. We are spiritual beings with a soul living in a body. Everything starts in the spiritual realm. The spiritual realm is superior than the physical realm, which is the reality that we are living under or in. The spiritual realm supersedes the physical realm. All decisions are made in the spiritual realm, and therefore in the physical realm we experience their effects. Marriage is a covenant with God. Marriage is spiritual. Now, we see infidelity in marriages because of the curse of the land. When the man and the woman in the Garden of Eden, Adam and Eve, disobeyed the instruction, the command of God, this was the result. The result was the enmity between now the enemy and the woman, the seed of the woman. The result was the woman desiring for her husband, and the husband now ruling over the wife, the sorrow that we see and the hardship that now the man will find himself under in trying to provide for his family. Because before the fall of man, we see that in chapter 2 that God had created this garden where Adam was living in this garden, which is the Garden of Eden, was tending and keeping. That is the only responsibility he had in the garden, was tending and keeping the garden. The food, God was providing him the food. Please excuse the noise, the birds. The food, God was tending to his needs in terms of the food. There was also boundary that was set as God told him to eat from certain trees and not from this one specific tree. He was to eat from all the other trees in the midst of the garden, which is the tree of life, except for this one specific tree, which is the tree of knowledge of good and evil. And then he had self-control because he was not eating from the tree that God had told him not to. And then God saw that he was alone. When God said that he was alone not because he was bored or because he was in the presence of God, and not that God was not meeting his needs, but because God saw a greater need for him to have an equal partner so that they are able to conceive and they are able to have a purpose that is greater than just the two of them, where now they have children to raise, where now they have to bring solutions to the problems that will arise in the world. And then now God sent him this wife, and then now God said the man will leave his father and mother and will be joined to his wife, and they will become one flesh. And they were both vulnerable, they were naked, and they both had no shame in their nakedness. And now when the fall begins, now after the woman is deceived by the enemy, who is in a form of serpent, because he's using the serpent as a host. The devil is a spirit, and then now he needs a host, which in this case was the serpent, for him to be able also to continue with his agenda on earth. And now we see this now, punishment, this curse now falling on them, falling on the earth because of what they have done. Infidelity now in marriage. This is now when man or woman are cheating on one another. And this does not only have to happen in terms of physical and sexual attraction or action, but also the distance when you are engaging and flirting with someone on the phone or on social media, when you have not even gone as far as having sexual intercourse with that person, but that lasting over that person. And this is a spirit. The spirit of lust is what causes infidelity in marriages. So now what causes this spirit of lust? Because of this curse now that God has set on these people, this judgment now that God has set on the world, on the woman, on the men, because of their disobedience. And now God says this enmity of the seed is anything that grows, that has a potential to grow, anything that has a potential to impact another person. This can be good or bad. Our thoughts is a seed, our words are a seed, our actions are a seed, and also conceiving a child starts in a seed form. So our thoughts are a seed because now, as the man think it, so is he. You are what you think, you are what you believe. And when this is distorted now from the young age, from the tender age, or from your first memory, and you see dysfunction, trauma, abuse in your life, rejection, abandonance, all these things that make you conclude and have this belief about yourself and other people, that now is a seed form, and it grows now into your adulthood and what you believe about yourself. If you are sexually abused as a child, you grow up believing that you are not worthy, you are not valuable, and for men can go to the extreme of saying that you are not man enough. And therefore now you grow up proving your manhood, and you prove this manhood by sleeping with multiple partners, because there is this spirit that is influencing this belief that you have. Because remember, in your subconscious mind, that is where now your beliefs are. That is where your beliefs are shaped. That is where they are sitting. And these beliefs are influenced by your engagement and with the outside world. Because remember, your body is the one that interacts with the world, with how you sense, how you see, how you hear, how you speak. Your body is the one that engages with the world. And it takes now whatever is receiving from the world into the heart. Now you start feeling emotions, certain emotions, whether sadness, whether kindness, whether love, fear, all of these things, which then tell you what that experience meant for you. And then now, if all of these experiences are bad experiences, then you frame in your mind, in your subconscious mind, a belief according to how these interactions have left you and have made you to feel about yourself and other people. Then it can cause a belief that says you are not worthy, that all men are dog, that you will never amount to anything, that no one will ever love you. So when you're having now all of this belief, subconsciously, you will start acting and responding, and the outcome now, which will be the fruit, will be based on what you believe about yourself. So that means you will shy away from love, You will, as I'm saying now, for a man who was abused, or a woman who was sexually abused, and they framed this, and this made them feel dirty and sad and fearful, and then they framed this that says they're not men enough, they will never be loved, they are not valuable, and therefore now they start lasting over this thing, lasting over, try and prove their worth and their sexuality, and for women to try and belong, because they want to belong. They have never belonged anywhere before in their lives, and now they start engaging with sexual immorality because of that spirit. Because now, when that belief you have now, that is the spirit. Our own spirit, remember, our own spirit is only activated once we are saved by the Holy Spirit. So up until then, the spirit that is influencing you is the spirit of this world, is the unclean spirit, is the demonic spirit. If we are really being blunt about it, it is the demonic spirit that then influences your behavior, your actions. Hence we see this infidelity in marriages. It is because of that spirit, of what you believe about yourself, of what was done to you. And then when you have this understanding in your marriage as the partner, that your husband or your wife had gone through these things in their lives, we're not excusing bad behavior, but having the understanding at least puts things into perspective, that I don't have to hate this person, because now I understand. And you cannot understand a person and hate them at the same time. But when you have this perspective, therefore now you understand where they are coming from, and then you can deal with them, you can interact with them in a different way now that you have this revelation about their situation and circumstances. So as now I'm a purpose coach, I coach women. So these women that I'm coaching, this is what I teach them, for them to understand, where is your partner coming from? What is their shortcomings? Where do they fall short? And in where they are falling short, how are you covering them as their wife? Because you are two. You can see yourself as two individuals, but in the eyes of the Lord, spiritually, you are one flesh. And therefore, the blessings that are coming will either come from you or him, and the curses that are coming will either come from you or him. Why not be on the side where you are saying you are pulling on the blessings by covering him, by being kind, by being loving towards him, even if he is not reciprocating, or even if he's not showing that same affection towards you. But when you cover him in prayer, even if he's not reciprocating that same thing, that same emotion that you are trying to send across, that you are trying to show him, but when you are the one who is the peacemaker, the one who is the gatekeeper, the one who is covering him in prayer, and not being judgmental or condemning, but you create an environment. That is safe for him, that is loving, that is non-judgmental. And he can see that you portraying that, instead of just speaking about it, but instead you are showing the action. There is no way he won't reciprocate. There is no way, when he sees that the environment is safe for him, because where he comes from, he never had this. Because I really do believe that we are quick to get divorced. We are quick to call it quits. And yet we had the chance to make it work. But because sometimes we refuse to understand, and sometimes we really are lacking the understanding. But we need to know that really this is just the physical realm. These are the facts, yes, but it's not the truth. It's not the truth. God can still restore your marriage. God can still heal the hurt that have been caused in your marriage. He wants that. God is not for divorce. This is his covenant. This is his design. He wants the best for you. So that is the end for today. I hope you can share your own comments. I hope you can share your own experiences. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Until next time, always remember that God loves you. God has a purpose for your life. God has a purpose for your marriage that is greater than just the two of you. You are meant to solve problems that are bigger than just the two of you. You are meant to use your testimony to heal other people, to free other people from their own bondage. And God can restore and heal your marriage. Until next time then, goodbye.